guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Madison. I'm so happy you're here. In today's video, you guessed it, it's my January Wrapped. First Wrapped of 2026. Really want to have one for every month this year. I think it'd be so fun to be consistent so I can look back on all of these. And who knows, maybe we will fangirl about our favorite books together. I'll give you some recommendations. Let's get into it. Alright guys, I read 9 books for the month of January. I don't have one of them with me, but all the others I have, and so I thought we'd go through and talk about all of them. I'll try not to yap for 7 years and hopefully keep this video somewhat reasonable so it's not hell to edit and cut out all of my tangents. So my first book for the month of January and my first book of 2026 was Fallen Stars by Imani Ariyu. I'm probably butchering that. Guys, Heavenly Bodies was one of my favorite, if not my favorite book of 2025. So to say I was really hyped, this was a very anticipated read for me, and guys, it fell flat. It fell flat for me. Don't get me wrong, it was good. It was just so long and it didn't need to be. And there were some good things that happened that were necessary to the story, but a lot was not necessary. I will be continuing on. I think it really set up book 3 as a really good read, but this one I ended up giving 3.5. And you know, my sister-in-law read it after I did, and there were some really good parts made, but I don't know. It had second book syndrome. It was hard to live up to Heavenly Bodies, in my opinion, and this one just didn't. So I hated that was my first book of the year, but it was fine. It's fine. I read so many good books, so let's get into those. My fourth reread of A Court of Mist and Fury. Guys, I can't say enough good things about this. I love this book. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I think the slow burn of Feyre and Rhysand is one of the most beautiful love stories, as well as Feyre's healing journey and the found family trope and just escaping to Valaris. It's peak escapism for me, and I just hold it really dear to my heart. And I am so lucky that I have 2 friends who love this series as much as I do, and we reread all the SJM books every year. My Valkyries. And yeah, we're going a lot slower this year with our reread, but that's fine. We've truly been savoring it. And if you haven't read this series, I know everyone talks about it, and it's very mainstream these days, and I mean, the author is problematic, but I love these characters. I'm not going to advertise it and promote it a lot, but this world has a special place in my heart. This was my first 5-star read of the year, and I read it at exactly the right time in my life. It's actually over a decade old, this book, and when I posted about it, a lot of my friends were like, oh my god, this is like, I read this when I was a teenager, like a preteen, and now I need to reread it. It is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Guys, I love this book. It was my first book by this author, and it truly, I don't know, I loved her writing style. I love the main character, Kath. And by the way, all of these have more in-depth reviews on my Bookstagram. If you want to go check those out and get all of my thoughts while they're fresh in my mind. Because I write my reviews like right after while it's all fresh, because y'all know this memory ain't what it used to be. But no, I love the writing style. I love the way she thought, the way she saw the world happening around her and to her. Such a good sister dynamic, although I was mad at her sister for a bit. Good romance, as well as she just loves fan fiction, and it's literally a love letter to the fangirls, and I highly recommend this one if you haven't read it. It came to me at just the right time because I'm truly the most me I've ever been by embracing my fangirl quirks and being unapologetically loud about the things I love. And so this was everything. A new favorite for sure. Next up, I reread People We Meet on Vacation in anticipation of the movie coming out on January 9th. Guys, I've seen it like 4 times. I loved it. Everyone's a critic these days, but obviously the movie is not going to follow the book exactly. That's why the book is here for you to enjoy. But I think that Emily Bader and Tom Blythe really captured the essence of Alex and Poppy. This was the first Emily Henry book I ever read in 2021 while I was on vacation. Yeah, it felt nostalgic to come back to these characters, but also a new love and appreciation for her writing. Like, it's always been in a league of her own. And I had so much fun annotating all of my favorite quotes. And yeah, this was a 5-star read. And I love the movie. It was so funny. Rom-coms are so bad, guys. So, really enjoyed this one. Up next, I read In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. And this is the final book in the When in Rome series. This is book 4, and I truly loved the first 3 books, and I was really looking forward to James and Madison's story. Also, first time I'd ever read a book where the female main character had my name. If you have any books where the girl is named Madison, comment them down below. But, guys, as side characters in the other books, it was full of yearning, stolen glances, and I was just so excited for this book, and unfortunately, it didn't do it for me. I hate being that person because I love Sarah Adams. I love this series. I love these characters. I love this small town romance series as a whole. And it was bittersweet to see it come to an end. But James and... I'm going to call her Maddie because I'm sorry, in my opinion, she did not live up to the Madison name. Don't come for me, but I just felt like with how long they've been, circling each other and wanting each other, that, I don't know, their relationship would have a lot more depth and, I don't know, feel like a long time coming. And it just kind of felt like it wasn't. It was kind of lusty. It was kind of instant. She was giving me secondhand embarrassment. Like, it was very stream of consciousness. Like, she was just thinking all these things, and she would burst and say the most embarrassing things out loud to him. I was like, girl, what are you doing? So, I think this was like a 3-star upon sitting with it. I did give it 3.5 on Goodreads and rounded it up because I love Sarah. And honestly, that 4 stars was for what this series and the small town romance world was to me for a couple years. And yeah, unfortunately, this was not a hit. Sorry if you loved it. If you loved it, good. I'm so happy for you. And next up, I reread Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. I read the series last year for the first time on my Kindle, and I really fell in love with it. Especially, I found a newfound love with the show. I think it's such a well done adaptation, and I love these characters so much. So before the finale came out of season 2, I reread this one, and they're super short reads, super easy, super fun. The humor is so well done. I love Percy so much. Annabeth, Tyson. I love Tyson so much with my whole heart. I'm so maternal over the Cyclops. But guys, if you haven't read the Percy books or you haven't watched the show, highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's truly just a fun, wholesome time. Again, it's super fast paced, super action packed. And yeah, I was so happy that I reread it before we watched the finale. I will definitely be rereading book 3 in anticipation of season 3 coming out later this year. Live, laugh, Percy Jackson. Okay, next up, I read The Romance Rivalry by Susan Lee. It was my first book by this author, and I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. Such a cute YA romance. This felt like a love story to romance readers everywhere. She's just like us for real, guys. This one was so cute. I talked about it a lot in my last vlog because I was stuck in the house in the snowstorm, and I read these 2 books, so I won't yap forever. If you want to see me in, while I was reading these and all my thoughts, definitely go check out that vlog. But yeah, super, super cute. Love this one so much. And then also in the snowstorm, I read Daddy Issues by Kate Goldbeck. This was also my first book by this author. Her writing style was very unique. I love that she was like a comic artist, which explains the cover. And yeah, it was a little age gap, little single dad moves in next door, a quick little spicy read. Was it my favorite? No. Was I entertained? Did I binge it in like 24 hours? Yes. Yes, I did. So, yeah. Have you read this one? I recommend if you're in the mood for a little spicy, little single dad romance. I think I gave it 3.75 stars. And lastly, for the month of January, I reread A Court of Wings and Ruin. I don't have the physical copy with me because my friend is borrowing it. But yeah, love that book too. It really grows on me every time I read it because the first time I read it, it was like my least favorite book in the series, which is kind of crazy to say, but just a lot of war, and I didn't really, appreciate that until the last couple times I've read it. And again, it really focuses on the characters, and I do love that part. I love like the High Lords meeting. I love seeing more of Nesta. Love Lucian. Of course, Feyre and Rhysand, Cassian, Asriel, the whole inner circle. Yeah, that's such a good book. It was a fun time. Nothing stellar or crazy to remark about. But yeah, that was my reading month for January. I'm super happy that I read 9 books. So fun. I'm hoping to read more of Wuthering Heights, so that way I can read a lot of romances for the month of February. I'm super happy for the month of love. I want it to be full of romance books, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. I don't think I yapped too long. Hopefully this is not a crazy long video. But thank you for watching. Comment down below if I read any of your favorite books or gave you some recommendations. Love you guys. Happy reading.